Hello team, good morning. In the last session, we understand at least a little bit about virtual DOM and how to create a simple component. Okay, today we are going to discuss in detail how to create a component, and we are going to learn what is a JSX and what is a Babel. Okay, and what is the difference between just HTML element and React element and React component. Okay, so yeah, please do practice every day so that you will learn easily. So let's jump into the code. So this is what we have done yesterday. So here through this, like, we can create a React elements and we can render them with the help of React DOM. So if you have a multiple, if you want to render multiple elements, it's better to combine in one div and we just render it. So this is one way. And now, so I hope you guys understood this one. So I'm just removing this one. We have done a practice. So now we are into components because it's very difficult to write always like React.create element and combining them with that logic is a bit difficult. And anyway, we have a components that suppose in JavaScript, suppose for addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. So we will create simple functions, right, for reusability and the separating um, logic for a specific task kind of thing. So here also same. So here we can split total UI into small pieces and we can build them individually and we can reuse it and we can maintain it properly. So so this is how we can create a React component. So if you see just function app, so here you can go and create another component also. Suppose function header, the function header, and you can say that written. So what it is written, we should return that React element because we should display something on a UI. So here I'm writing React.create element. Okay, this time suppose if you want again h1 tag for the header, and here I'm just giving a null and say we are building Amazon, so that just give a heading like Amazon. Okay, why it is showing error? Fine. So this is the another component, simple component. Even if you want to create a footer, you can create it. You can create a function footer. Okay, function footer. Here you can do simply written. How we are returning things in a function. Here also you can do React dot create element. Okay, create element. And footer, suppose if you want to take a paragraph kind of thing, null if you don't right now is fine. Okay, you can say that svgie at the rate null, something like that. Okay, you can create footers and everything. But here still the problem is that this syntax is difficult. Okay, bit difficult, right? Every time you need to write react.create element, here react.create element, here you need to write react.create element, and even combining and nesting things also difficult. We can do it, but we should put a lot of effort to do that. But here luckily the same team, like, they have introduced JSX. Okay, what it is? JSX. This is very important. Okay, just type JSX in React. So introducing JSX. Simple. Always whenever we are going to talk about any new thing, it's better to read the documentation. Okay, just reading the documentation is the best habit for a developer. Okay, so here you can go and read at least few lines so that you will understand the basics of that particular topic. Okay, here why we need to use a JSX means, why we need to use a JSX means. So here, if you see, it's really tough to write these things. Okay, once we learn JSX, it's going to be very easy. Okay, I will show you how to use a JSX and how it will help developers write components, design components easily. So now, tell me, are you ready? Who are there in the call? Say, are you ready to learn JSX? Just ping me in the chat. JSX, who have attended the session. JSX, X, so that you will remember that word. Okay, JSX. Okay, yeah, fantastic. Okay, JSX. It's simple like JavaScript XML. Okay, what it is, JSX means JavaScript XML. But what it is, so how to use that? How to use that? Okay, suppose so we need to add another CDN link for that. So just let me um, collect it from the documentation of the React.js, React with the JSX. So for that, we need to add again a script tag. Yeah, this is a minified version. Just copy it. Okay, copy it. Now, once we use this one, like it's going to be very simple to create the React components. Okay, I just added. So we are talking about a JSX, but here we are adding a Babel. See, we are adding a Babel. What it is Babel? What is a Babel? Okay, we can talk about it in next 5 minutes. Don't worry. So I just added one CDN link here so that it will allow us to use a JSX. So if you want to use a JSX in your script tag, we need to do one more small change. That is here type is equal to text and BAPEN. So we can say that, okay, you can use Babel inside this script so that I will take care of your JSX. Okay. So JSX and Babel are close to each other to help us. So let's see how it is. So far we are creating a component like this. Okay, function app, and we are returning React.create element. Okay, this is very tough because we need to add buttons, we need to add event listeners, we need to add state. A lot of things are there. So if you write in this way, in this like the structure, it's very difficult for us to the finish the task. So that's why we are using a JSX. So now if you see, I'm going to suppose I'm just removing these things. Okay, I'm removing these things. I'm going to create a same component with the JSX now, because here once you add text forward slash Babel, it will allow us to write components in with the help of JSX. So just understand here how simple we can do it. So app, okay, here just written, observe carefully, this is going to be very awesome. Okay, here instead of writing react.create element h1 tag and providing some null and this is the text, here you can directly write html. Okay, if you see, you are returning h1 tag, you are returning h1 tag, and you can write, this is my first react component. Okay, this is my first react component with the help of JSX. You can write down. Okay, you see. So React.create element, you need to specify h1 tag, you need to provide null, because if you want to provide any kind of IDs, suppose if you want to give any ID for that, okay, ID like my h1 something. So even if you want to add any event listeners, it's going to be very difficult. Even I didn't practice that much because anyway we are going to use JSX. So just for understanding purpose, I have taken some example. So now if you see, this is easy. This is easy. This is easy. Right? So if you see, this is difficult, at least for me. I don't know. What is your opinion? Definitely everyone will love this. So JSX means, if you see, this is the JavaScript, because if you are there in a script, if you are there in a script, that means it's a JavaScript, right? So in JavaScript, we are writing HTML. It is allowing to write HTML kind of things in JavaScript itself. So you don't need to worry about that. Okay, how you are writing, how you can suppose here, suppose if you want to create any h1 tag, simply you will go and write h1 tag, right? H1 like so. Welcome to React.js world. Okay, React.js. Well, you can write it, right? It's very simple because if you know HTML, it's easy for you to uh, design the h1 tag. But here if you learn React.js and if you don't know JSX, if you're not interested to use JSX, it's very difficult for us to create the React elements, okay, React elements and React components. So here, JSX is allowing us, okay, no problem. You're returning, right? Here you're trying to create a React element, right? With the h1 tag, you want h1 tag and you need to provide some properties and you want to give some information about that h1 tag, like that. So don't worry. I'm here, JSX here. You can write. Okay, you're returning something, right? Just write your own HTML thing. I will take care of it. Let's see whether it will work or not. Okay, just go and open this one where it is actually on the desktop. So we can run with a live server. That is also we can do very soon. So just run it. It's working. This is my first React component with the JSX. Okay. Understood? It's very simple. So now onward, suppose if you want to design a div, so simple. So I'm just removing this. So just add a div. Okay, add a div. So I don't need to think that like I'm in JavaScript file. So if you are using JSX and in the component when in the return statement, okay, don't try to add h1 tag here kind of thing. Okay, in a return statement because in return we are returning the React element. So in the place of React dot create element, you can write your own HTML thing directly. So here I want two things. One is h1 tag. One is h1 tag and that is the welcome. Otherwise we can go right, we are going to build Amazon, right? So heading is Amazon and I'm just adding another paragraph here. Okay, simple paragraph that like shop and enjoy something. That's fine. Even if you want to add a button, go and add a button. You don't need to worry about that React dot create element button event listeners and all those things. Just simple button. Okay, and let me see that. Click here. Of course, we can write event. So on click event. Suppose on click event. So how to write all these things? I will explain later. So here you can say that alert. Okay. Some message welcome. So to design this with the help of React.create element, it is going to be very tough. It's going to be very tough because we need to add event listeners, we need to provide some IDs, classes, and all those things. So that this syntax is difficult. So now tell me, for you which one is good. So here, so okay, button already I'm just invoking. I will tell you why it is happening like that. So just make it. Yeah, we have our header and some paragraph is there. If you click on this, yes, welcome to Amazon. It's working, right? Right? Now tell me, you like to create like React elements with the help of React.create element, or you feel that JSX is very simple. Just ping me which is your favorite now. Even without practice itself, you can decide whether you will go with the React.create element or JSX. Just ping me in the comment section. Who are watching this video, just tell me which is your favorite. Okay, from today onwards. Okay, Varun said JSX, Bhargavi said JSX. What about remaining people? Yes, obviously everyone loves JSX because it's very simple. If you know HTML and done. you can start designing components. You can start building applications. So, but how it is working? Because browser can't understand this, right? Okay, browser can't understand this. It will say that, "Arey, Raghu, this is a JavaScript file. Raghu, this is a JavaScript file. Okay, this is a JavaScript file, but you are writing HTML. How can I understand this?" While executing the JavaScript, while executing the JavaScript, if you write some HTML code, how just JavaScript engine understand the HTML thing? So browser can understand. Browser have a DOM, and he knows that how to construct the DOM, and if you do any changes to the DOM, how to update it and how to paint it. The browser can understand. But JavaScript engine, while executing the JavaScript code, like if you write console dot 2 plus 2, JavaScript can understand that okay, 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, it will return. But if you write H1 tag and paragraph tag and button click, JavaScript can like engine can't understand it, right? So how to that? So here the for us, who is going to help us? That is a Babel. Okay. Babel for JavaScript. Maybe some other things we found. Okay, Babel, just observe carefully. What is Babel? Babel is a JavaScript compiler. Okay, definitely, if you are going to attend an interview with 1 year experience to 10 years experience, okay, these are the common questions. They will ask, do you know JSX? Do you know what is Babel? Okay, what is the importance of Babel? All these things are fundamentals. Yesterday we learned virtual DOM. That is, you can write 100 stars for that. Okay, if you are attending interview for React.js, 100% they will ask what is a virtual DOM, what is the importance of virtual DOM, like that. These are all important topics. So please read the documentation. Okay, so far what you have learned is, if you learn in that way, it's not going to be workout, because here we are going to learn a lot of things. So simultaneously you need to learn many things. Okay, fine. This is so, like, as we discussed, like, browser can't understand what we have written in this written statement. So how browser is working, right? Right now it is not showing any errors. Right now it is not showing any errors for us. It's working absolutely fine for us. But how it is happening? How it is happening? Okay, we didn't get any error. So who is taking care of all these things means the Babel. Okay? He is the hero for us. So suppose if you see, if you write anything, so right now we have written like this, right? Just copy this one, and just write here. Just write here. So if you see, whatever you have written, this Babel has converted that code into normal JavaScript. So here again, React.create element. Okay. I don't know why I'm not able to scroll this one. The scroll bar is not working, but just try. So just open Babel js.io, and here they are giving two sections. Here if you write anything in JSX, it will convert. So if you see, get browser compatible JavaScript output, so it will convert into the browser understandable JavaScript code. So here you need to worry about it. So here you can write your own HTML thing, and you don't need to worry about that how it will work. So Babel is there for us. So if this Babel will take care, and it will convert your JSX code into browser understandable code. So sometimes, suppose right now we have we that's ES6 versions came, right now. I hope, what is the ES6 version? Sorry, ES ECMAScript version. Can anyone tell me what is the latest ECMAScript version? Anyone guess? Okay, so it's not ES6. Okay, many versions came actually. Okay, if you see, ES6 came in 2015. Later 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20 also came. Okay, so these many versions. Okay, even they have given release versions from date also, something, some information. So JavaScript is growing. JavaScript is growing, but sometimes it's not possible for all the browser providers to support all the latest JavaScript standards. So for that, we don't need to worry about that, because this Babel is going to convert. Babel is going to convert your JSX or the high standard, like high level of ECMAScript into the browser understandable JavaScript versions. Okay, this is ES5. Okay, this is ES5 syntax. So we are using ES6, right? Because still some browsers, I think right now maybe all browsers are supporting for ES6. Okay, we can talk about that topic later, but our goal is to just learn React. Okay, so that we can focus those things whenever we have some time. So this in this way we can create React components, and this Babel will take care. Suppose if you don't add a Babel, okay, if you don't add a Babel, let's see whether it will work or not. Because we are saying that everything is taken care by Babel, right? So if you just refresh, so nothing is there. So it's not rendering anything. So just go and inspect, just see the console. Even it is not showing any error. I don't know why it is not showing any error, but it is not rendering anything. It is not rendering anything in the output because we don't have a Babel. So if you just enable that Babel, so that Babel will convert our our code, okay, our code into like browser understandable code, something like that. So before executing, it will convert and it will give it to the JavaScript engine so that it will work properly. Okay. So we understand two things. One is JSX, another one is the Babel. So please go and read the documentation. I'm saying go and read the documentation because in the classroom itself, it's not possible for me to explain each and everything in the Babel, each and everything about the JSX. Okay, we are going to talk about everything about a JavaScript, but you should spend some time, okay, daily 5 to 10 minutes to read the documentation initially. Okay, once that is habituated, automatically you will you will start reading the documentation because this is more important for the developers. So fine. So now just tell me, give me confirmation, simple confirmation that understood what is JSX and what is Babel. So just type, if you understand JSX and Babel, just type it JSX and Babel. At least you will remember that name. And interviewers will ask, okay, JSX is the standard, like you can write HTML in JavaScript, and Babel will help us to convert this JSX into normal JavaScript. Simple. Yeah, just ping me quickly if you are there. Just type it JSX and Babel over there in the call. Quick. Don't think that Raghu will explain continuously. He will talk for 1 hour, 2 hours. I will just simply listen. I will go. Okay. Just if you just interact with me, at least by this, you don't need to talk with me, but at least just type something whenever I'm asking so that I can understand that the information is reaching to you. Otherwise, it's very difficult for a trainer to give a training. Okay, got it? JSX and the Babel. Okay, fine. So now you can create your application. Okay, we can create, okay, we can split into, suppose this right now simple. Here we have three things. We have three things. One is a h1 tag, another one is the paragraph tag, another one is the button. So here we can design our application. So just go to Amazon, just open Amazon. This is just always daily. Just open Amazon because we need to recreate this. We need to recreate this very soon. Okay, we are just learning step by step to recreate this one. So here observe carefully. This the whole section is the header. This whole section is the header, and we have a footer in the bottom. Okay, this is a big footer. This is a big footer, and even in the header also we have multiple sections. Like as you see, we can split header, this address bar, search bar, and all these things. So right now, let's try to focus on the header and footer. So we can take header and footer and the main content, and we can split the things. Okay, we can start. Okay, now we are going to write and build a components for our application. Okay, I hope you guys are ready. So just now I'm going to focus on completely JSX. because I hope you guys understood. It's not a big deal. It's very very simple. So what I'm doing here, so I need for my application, I need one header. I need header so that I'm just creating a separate component for that. Okay, whatever I want to do, the changes, colors, background colors, images, I will take care of that in that particular component. So this one will take care of the header. So here always I will just try to use a div, because if you see in the written, okay, in the component. So suppose if you want to return two things, one is h1 tag, and say just this hello, and you want to add another paragraph also. Suppose if you just add a paragraph, some text. So now if you see, observe carefully, it is throwing an error. So here it is clearly saying that JSX expressions must have one parent element. Okay, what does it mean? Means whenever you are returning, it's not possible to return multiple React elements like this. Okay, multiple elements like this. Suppose if you want to do that, so wrap it inside one container. That this is very very important. So just to take a div, because div is a container, right? Div is a container. So just add your elements inside the div. Right now it will consider that okay, you are returning one element. It doesn't worry that how many elements you have added inside that, but orally you are wrapping it to into one element and you are returning. Okay, suppose you have 10 books. Okay, if you want to give it to me, don't give one book once, one book once, like that. Okay, just wrap in into a one box, just put all the books in that box and just give it to me, so that it's very easy for me to carry. That's it. So it will allow to return only one element. It will allow us to return only one element. So if you want to add multiple elements, just please add into one container. Okay, like this just use a container. So add it and it will work. So that's why always I try to use that one. Okay, so now header, what are the things are there in the header? Okay, right now just simply put h1 tag. Okay, later we can design properly. So header is like we are building Amazon, right? Just put Amazon. That's enough for today, like for now at least. So function, we need a footer also for our application. I'm just designing footer separately. I'm going to design separately with the separate component. I'll just do a return, and again I'm just putting a div. Okay, so if you want to go with any other elements, that is your choice. But right now I'm just making it simple. So now here I'm just adding a paragraph. I'm just adding a paragraph. So here, what is there in the here? At least we can copy something. The footer. So he's just adding some hyperlink. Okay, Amazon Web Services, Amazon Business kind of thing. Okay, fine. At least we can add Amazon Web Services, and a few other things are there. So what kind of elements you want to use and all these things you can decide. Not a problem. Amazon Prime now. Okay, fantastic. Amazon Prime now, or you can use a span element. Fine. So just the beginning. So we have a header and we have a footer and we have a main content, right? Main content. So that just to go and create function. You can give us out right now for just I'm giving a simple name. And here return div. So content, look at what is there in the content. Suppose a lot of information is there in between. Suppose it is we are displaying a lot of products and some some help of grid view. So this this thing, a lot of things are there, right? Okay, right now even some navigation bars also there. We can go and design. Suppose so here, suppose we can use a navigation bar. Suppose an order list. Suppose I'm just for understanding purpose, I'm just taking an order list. Okay, and you can add item. Okay, how? So if you forgot about this, please start learning again. So list item. So I'm just writing. Suppose we because Amazon, so right now just beginning phase of the Amazon. So we are purchasing laptops, and we are purchasing mobiles and some other things. Okay, mobiles and toys. Any other thing? Just tell me. The bicycles or the household items. Okay, like something. That's fine. So we have created three components. We have created three components because we have learned JSX so that it made our life easy. Because if you see React dot create element h1 tag Amazon and React dot create element UL, inside that we need to add the four li elements. It's very difficult to write. It's very difficult to write. So fine, we have a header is there, content is there, footer is there. So here this my application is there. Now observe carefully, observe carefully, observe carefully, observe carefully. Here I'm just drawing. Initial days I will just explain each and everything in detail. Suppose here I have designed some header. Here I have designed some content. Here I have designed some footer. So just imagine these are individual things. Okay, this is there somewhere. This is available here. Some other files. Just imagine somewhere. So, but our goal is we need to build one application. So app. So in that app, what I need a header. I need a header. So what I'm doing, I'm just bringing this header into this app, and I need a main content. So I need to add this into this content. Okay, and again I need to add a footer. So in that particular order. So we have these three things individually. So we have a header is there, we have a footer is there, we have a content is there. So how to create one app? Okay, how to build a, a main app with the help of header and content and footer? It's very simple. It's very simple. So here also just add a div, just add a div and just write like a HTML thing. So HEADER header. That's it. So if you see, this is a React component. This is the React component. Suppose, for example, function is there. Suppose if you have defined any function, how you will invoke that function? Function add. Okay, is there? Suppose some definition is there. So we will invoke like addition. We will invoke that function like this, right? But when it comes to the React component function, suppose app. Okay, this is what, right? It is also returning some JSX. But how to use it? Because if you see the function, you are going to invoke that function with the help of JavaScript. But here component, if you this component is going to return what it is returning. This component, what it is returning, what it is returning. Can anyone tell me what this component is returning? No problem. If you say wrong, also no problem. Just what that React component is returning for us.
JSX code.
Okay, JSX, like, oh, with the help of JSX, what we are building there.
Header.
Okay, what does it mean, header? Means end of the day. Whether it's a HTML element or React element or a JavaScript
HTML
code.
element. Okay.
Tell me.
HTML element.
So end of the day, what it is returning? So it is returning because just remember because this is JSX. Don't think that JavaScript understand directly what it is internally. This is called react dot create element. That means we are creating elements and we are returning. So that means it is a react element. So react elements end of the day, once it is go to, once we render to the original DOM, it is a HTML element, right? How you will call the HTML element? Simply, so how you are calling HTML element? Some paragraph, right? Some paragraph. Suppose h1 tag, how you are calling? These are the HTML elements. Paragraph, this paragraph is a HTML element and h1 is a HTML element. Okay, but this component is returning a React element. Okay, what this component is returning? It is returning React element. Okay, and this React element, we are going to build a again HTML element and we are going to attach to the original DOM, right? So end of the day, it's a HTML thing. So that here also, this with the help of JSX, because this is the component. So it is allowing us, like, okay, how you are using HTML elements, paragraph, right? H1 tag, opening tag, and closing tag. So in the similar way, you can use components also. This is the awesome thing. This is the awesome thing. This is possible only with the JSX. So if you see header, and here I can write the content. Okay, this is another component. So here I'm just doing a self closing. Okay, and the footer. So suppose how you are using here, you are just adding a paragraph. This is a paragraph. This is the HTML element. This is the HTML element, and this is the React element. That's it. This is the React element. This is the React element. And what is there inside the React element? What is there inside the React element? So say observe carefully. This is the React element, right? This is the React element we are returning. What is there inside that? End of the day, it's a HTML element, right? So JSX is providing that, okay, it's clearly giving the opportunity that you can use header, and you can call that header how you are using a HTML elements. So even if you have a confusion, just header. This is also fine. This is also fine. Okay, right now this is a self closing, so this is a shortcut. Okay, this is also fine. So now if you see, and here app is there, app is there. Here also you can say that, okay, what you are trying to render, application. So what we have done here, we have constructed one application. This is one main div. Inside that we have a header, we have a main content, we have a footer, and actually this, where is our original DOM? This is the original DOM. In that original DOM, what is there in our original DOM? Nothing. We have only one div, right? We have only one div. Inside the body, we have only one div, and everything inside the JavaScript. So everything inside the JavaScript. So when we give this HTML file to the browser, okay, naturally what we have discussed already, this is the HTML tag, this is the head tag, this is the body tag, and here we have the div tag. Okay, we have our div, that is root. This is, so just visualize what we have learned yesterday, like virtual DOM and snapshot and all those things. So end of the day, what it will do, it will create an application. It will create an application, and now it will render. Okay, this is what you have designed. This is what you have designed. It is going to render to this component. So maybe you have a confusion, Raghu, if you write like this. Here you have just added like this nodes. So no problem. I will convert it again. So here, how to, what we have built with the React.js, this is the app component. Inside that, what we have a header, right? And we have a main content, right? We have a footer. We have a footer. So we build this one. We have built this one the same way. Of course, inside that, if you have a H1 element, paragraph element, you can draw the diagram properly. Okay, the nesting diagram. So this is what this React JS has constructed. This is the app. So one thing should be there, like central connecting one. So this is, just imagine this is header and this is content, and this is a footer. We have just designed, we have created three components plus, and we have just nested these three components into one big container that is called app. And React team, okay, React and React DOM has constructed this one. And once you say, okay, I will show you the code also. Suppose here, what we are doing, just expand the script. So this is the header, and this is the content, and this is the footer. So we have three things here. What you are saying that, okay, I need a main container. Inside that, I want to use a header, content, and footer in this sequence, and just please render that one. Okay, and whenever you do document.get element by id, okay, it will hold the reference of this id, this div, that is, we are using a root, right? Root root This is what we will get it from the server, the plain html file, which has only one div, simple. And now whenever you do react.render, okay, whenever you do react.render, okay, already have given application, so it will create this one, and it is going to attach to the root. Maybe I've taken too much space here, so just whenever you are drawing, please draw it properly. So now that's it, our application is ready. So the whole Amazon application we are going to construct in this way, by creating a 20 or 30 or a 40 or 50 or 100 components like that, and we can arrange them in a proper order. And once it is ready, we are going to attach, we are going to place, we are going to render our React application to the original DOM like this. The only thing is, we should build everything with the help of React, and take help from the painter who are there in the browser, with the help of this virtual DOM and React DOM, that architect is there, right? So with the help of that, we are going to place our application. So now you see, just run the application, just run the application. So it's throwing an error. Very good, very good. That means I did some mistake. Minified React error. Oh, the full message or use a non-minified dev environment for full errors. Means Babel min.js. Let's see what, I didn't use a minified version, or I've used a minified version. This is a Babel. I have footer and everything is just fine. What's my mistake? Can anyone tell me, did I did any mistake here? Looks like correct. And add. Okay. So again, we no need to use this React add create element. Hopefully this one. If still we have any other thing, because we are using the Babel like JSX, right? So that we don't need to use React.create element. But maybe that is not the, okay. That's the only thing. So now if you see, we got the output. So just inspect and see the DOM element. So if you see, this is the root, and this is the whole, this div designed by the React and React DOM, and we have header, we have a content, we have a footer. If you see, whenever I am selecting this one, it is selecting a header part. Now it has selected, right? So just observe carefully, in a blue color it has selected the content. Now it is a footer. So now you can just go and add some styles and just start building your Amazon. That's it. Okay, now tell me, guys, understood or not what we have done so far? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, Raghu.
Okay, is it simple? You love Java, JSX and Babel. So in last three sessions we have learned a lot of things. Okay, HTML element, React element, React component. Okay, so okay, I will clarify this one more time, because sometimes in interviews they will ask suddenly that what is Sometimes they will ask component. Sometimes suddenly they will ask, just tell me what is the React element. So at the time, don't get confused. So here three things are there. One is HTML element, and another one is React element, and final one is React component. Okay. So HTML element is simple, like how you will write h1 tag or paragraph tag. So React element means we are creating h1 tag with the help of React. So whenever you do like react.create element, and if you give that, it will return one object. It will return some object, right? That is a React element. It means so React dot create element. Okay, with the help of this method, if you just design something, suppose, of course, that will also have us end of the day the same thing, but it will add some extra properties and methods to that element, that object. And end of the day, it will, once it is attached to the original DOM, that will become a HTML element only. So this React components, what it is do, it will return React element. Okay, what it is do, React. What is the purpose of React component? Okay, we are splitting because instead of creating all the React elements in one file, okay, it's better to split into multiple components like header, footer, content, navigation, lot of things have cart and everything we are going to design. So this is a simple the difference. Or even you can go through a documentation so that maybe they will provide some beautiful definitions and differences, so that just prepare your notes. Okay, fine. And the today's super important thing is JSX and Babel. Okay, I'm not going to give a complete 2 or 3 hours of training about Babel and about JSX, but please read out the documentation. Okay, read the documentation. Otherwise, it's very difficult to become a good programmer. Okay, so just remember these things. Okay, fine. It's already 6:24. 6:24. What we can do now, okay, we can take some short break, and yeah, if you're ready to practice in the classroom itself, we can do, or if you're not interested, you can do a practice on your own. That is your choice. Just tell me after 5 minutes if you are interested to do a practice along with me, because you should share your screen, write down something. I'm not going to record anything, so I will help you if you are okay with that. Or if you want to do practice on your own, that is also fine. Just tell me. Okay, let me conclude the session. So this is all for today, and please do practice, and send me screenshot through email ID or something, so that I will be happy. Okay, today we have learned JSX, we have learned Babel, and we understand what is a React element, what is a React component, and how we can do a nesting, because we have created multiple React components and we have nested like this. And don't forget, so that we can use React components simply like this, and the component should start, the name should start with a capital letter. Okay, fine. That's all for today, and see you again tomorrow. And there is lots of twists and turns are there tomorrow. So just please do practice what we have done so far, and get ready for twists and turns. Okay, see you and bye bye. I'm stopping the recording.